throat. Lin Feng stared at the ghost wolf, and then took a small step forward. But this small step made Jing Yun and the others' hearts come to their throats. Lin Feng, what does he want to do? This is the 9th level monster beast, the ghost wolf, the most cruel monster below the spirit monster. Even many martial artists of the 9th level of Qi Wujing can only run away when they encounter a ghost wolf. Not allowing them to think too much, Lin Feng used his actions to tell them what he was doing, and saw Lin Feng trot, barehanded, towards the nether wolf, his speed getting faster and faster. Seeing this scene, Jing Yun's 3 eyes stiffened, and their hearts trembled violently. Out. The ghost wolf saw that the human was running towards him, and the eyes on the hideous ghost's face became even colder, bone-piercingly cold, as if they came from Jiuyou. A scream came out, and the nether wolf's sharp claws stomped on Jing Feng violently, and his body turned into a black streamer, while the sharp claws that blocked his throat showed black and white brilliance. Lin Feng, come back. Jing Yun screamed, but it seemed that it was too late. Lin Feng's speed increased sharply, like a gleam of light, fast to the extreme. Xing Yi and Han Man opened their mouths, and their hearts seemed to stop beating. At this moment, they only had one thought: it was over. A flash of lightning flashed across his eyes, extremely dazzling and fleeting. After the lightning, the space seemed to have stopped, Lin Feng's footsteps stopped, and the 9th level monster Netherwolf also landed on the ground. Silence, terrifying silence. Jing Yun put her fists in front of her mouth, her eyes filled with fear. Lin Feng, is he dead? Tick. A faint soft sound came out, which was particularly abrupt in this quiet space, and then Netherworld Wolf's body lay down on his side, and there was a silk thread around his neck, extremely thin and blood-seeping. Out, this silk thread gradually turned into a blood thread. Netherworld Wolf, dead. Han Man and Xing Yi still opened their mouths, staring at the scene in front of them, the flash of lightning just now. Lin Feng, how are you? Jing Yun looked at Lin Feng, who was still standing still, and shouted softly. When Jing Yun's voice fell, Xing Yi and Han Man also looked at Lin Feng nervously. Today was definitely the most exciting time in their lives. Finally, Lin Feng's body moved, he slowly turned around, and his clean eyes showed a bright smile. I'm fine. Lin Feng spread his hands out, he was just recalling the sword just now, drawing the sword was like a thunderbolt, the explosive force was strong enough, of course, the premise was that his speed should be fast, to the extreme. Huh? All three of Jing Yun let out a long sigh, and their tense hearts relaxed, feeling that they had been pulled back from the edge of the cliff. However, the three did not speak, but looked at Lin Feng like a monster. Why are you looking at me like that? Lin Feng scratched his head a little embarrassedly, the eyes of these three guys were too naked. Perverted. Han Man squeezed out 2 words between his teeth. What made Lin Feng depressed was that Jing Yun and Xing Yi nodded seriously and felt the same way. Lin Feng, you are Jian Xiu. Of course, Xing Yi knew that the lightning just now was a sword light, and only a sword can be so fast. It doesn't count, I just cultivated a set of swordsmanship and martial arts. Lin Feng shook his head and said, a sword cultivator, only a sword cultivator with a strong sword spirit can be called a sword cultivator. It doesn't count? Isn't your martial spirit a sword? Xing Yi wondered. Well, I'm not the owner of the sword spirit. Lin Feng nodded, which made Xing Yi take a deep breath. He was not a sword spirit but could use the sword as fast as lightning. It can only be said that Lin Feng's comprehension of martial arts is too terrifying. Now, just like Jianglang, he has completely cultivated to the peak of Jianglang. I really doubt that you can cultivate any martial arts to the highest level. Xing Yi shook his head with a wry smile, and did not ask what Lin Feng's martial spirit was. After all, some people's martial arts might be powerful alien spirits, and they didn't want others. Knowing what their martial spirit is, and Lin Feng has never even used one, it is definitely not easy for Xingyi to guess Lin Feng's martial spirit. Lin Feng just smiled. At present, it seems that he can indeed cultivate any martial skill, and his understanding is very strong. The beast core of the 9th level monster Nether Wolf is a big harvest this time. Han Man grinned, took out his dagger and started to collect the beast core, and said at the same time, Lin Feng, you killed the Nether Wolf alone, without you. We may not be able to get out, this beast core belongs to you alone. Jingyun, Xingyi, do you have any opinions? Xingyi and Jingyun smiled and shook their heads. If it wasn't for Lin Feng, they would have been planted in Hafen Ridge. I don't agree. All the prey are divided equally among the 4 of us. Lin Feng shook his head. The other party let him go behind when he thought his cultivation was weak, but he was still willing to share his share, although killing the Nether Wolf was entirely his credit. But he, Lin Feng, is by no means the kind of person who forgets his own interests. Seeing Lin Feng's firm eyes, the 3 Han man nodded heavily and said, okay. You seem to have forgotten me. At this time, a voice came, not who Jing Feng was. Jing Feng was hit on the back by the ghost wolf, and was trampled by the power of the ghost wolf. Several bones in his back were broken. At this moment, he couldn't stand up at all, so he could only look up at Lin Feng and the others. Fuck you. Han Man had the most violent personality and scolded them harshly. Not only did this bastard ignore their safety at the critical moment and let them deal with the violent apes, he even led the ghost wolf to them, almost killing them. Let's go, his life is up to fate. Jing Yun also said angrily. The group was about to leave, but heard Jing Feng's gloomy voice, don't forget my big brother, but you know that I entered Hafen Ridge with you. If I die and you go out alive, what will happen to my big brother? Think? Han Man and the others stopped, then turned around and stared at Jing Feng angrily. You'd better take me away, and I will give half of the beast core, otherwise, I will kill you. Jing Feng said hideously. What's going on? Lin Feng asked suspiciously, this guy is half dead, yet still so crazy? His eldest brother is Jing Hao, one of the top 10 disciples of the outer section. He is ranked 6th. He has the 9th level of Qi and martial realm. He also possesses sword and martial spirit. He is very powerful. Xingyi explained, and Lin Feng immediately understood. Raising his footsteps, Lin Feng came to Jing Feng with a sneer in his eyes. Hurry up and help me up. Jing Feng said in a commanding tone. Lin Feng was stunned for a moment, then looked at Jing Feng with a half-smile, I really admire your courage. The voice fell, and the soft sword was unsheathed, shooting a palpitating cold light. What do you want to do? Jing Feng tightened his body, and his body felt cool. Lin Feng. Xingyi shouted, Jing Hao is the 6th existence of the outer sect disciple, extremely powerful, although Lin Feng is also very powerful, but after all, the cultivation base is low. Yu reading www.yuyukansha.com. Xingyi does not think that Lin Feng can deal with Jing Hao. Lin Feng looked at the 3 of Xingyi and asked, do you think that he will let us go after we save him? The eyes of the 3 of Xingyi narrowed, and cold sweat broke out on their backs. Indeed, according to Jing Feng's performance, even if they rescued Jing Feng would probably not let them go. We didn't offend him, he was self-righteous, and then he tried to frame us, which eventually led to the current end, but instead of repenting, he ordered us to save him back and give him half of the beast core for saving him. Such a character, do you still dare to take him back? Lin Feng explained patiently that although people in this life are precocious, Jing Yun and the others are only 15 or 16 years old after all. The 3 of them shook their heads when they heard Lin Feng's words. Indeed, I'm afraid that when they brought Jing Feng back, it was the time for Jing Hao to take revenge. Lin Feng turned his head and looked at Jing Feng, but he finally saw fear in Jing Feng's eyes. I swear, as long as you take me back, I will never take revenge, and I don't want animal cores either. Jing Feng crawled back. It's too late. The cold light flashed away, a sword sealed his throat. How can you believe the promise you made when your life was threatened? When Lin Feng saw the sight of the dead, he let out a long sigh of turbid air, and his heart was slightly ups and downs. Of course, it was only a moment. On the way to the strong blood and corpses were inevitable. If Jing Hao finds you and tells him the truth, he will say that I killed the person. Lin Feng smiled lightly and didn't care. If he was afraid of even the 9th-level martial arts practitioners of the Wenqi martial arts realm, how could he go about the world with a sword?